This is Between Hook Sets. I'm Chasen Walter from In Through the Outdoors with my partner in slime, Curt Underhill from the Fishing Crew.
What's going what is going on tonight, boys?
Boy, well, it's not like nobody's having fun or anything. You've got a couple Coronas there, and we've got what is that? A Michelob Ultra Light?
No, it's called Bush Light.
Oh,
Bush
Light.
And devil candy.
Yeah, literally
No,
devil candy.
devil
It is.
candy.
Yeah, maple beef
candy.
cookie. It is good. Where'd it come from?
Wisco Meats.
Okay, so Wisconsin. So you set that whole thing up. You being from Wisconsin. What's the difference?
Justin and Ashley, they have amazing jerky. And Susie fell in love with it. And Devil's Lake doesn't have anything that packages jerky.
Okay,
So now we have Devil's Candy.
I like it. So okay, you being from Wisconsin, which surprises me. You don't sound like you're from Wisconsin.
I don't sound like I belong anywhere.
Honestly, you know what I've been telling people all weekend?
What?
Like, you realize that Kalmerton sounds like Frank Caliendo doing John Madden all the time?
I thought you were going to say, did you not realize how cool that guy is?
No, I know how cool you are. The first time I met you down in Branson, Missouri, I'm like, he's cool. I'm going to hang around. I want to be like him.
Where's the camera? This one, that one, that one. Hey guys, I had no idea where the heck I was even looking.
I know. I'm watching the screen too.
I mean, like they got like cameras and lights everywhere. This is like a superstar.
So, Pat, we're all here at Devil's Lake at the AGLOW
I'm so
event.
confused.
At the AGLOW event, tell us a little bit about what we're doing here, why we're all here. You kind of were you called me and said you better be here, and we're grateful for that.
Yeah.
So Devil's Lake Tourism and myself have had a relationship for a long time, probably 15 years.
16. Do not
16.
say 20.
All right. So, matter of fact, the relationship between Devil's Lake and myself and Curt happened to be there the very first time. I was walking past it. So, anybody that knows me, get this one. We are at the St. Paul Sports Show, the ice fishing show over there, and I was walking down, minding my own business, which is unheard of, right? So I'm walking down the aisle, and it's before the show even starts, and all of a sudden this little sweet voice says, hey, you, come here. I'm looking around. I was like, what in the world is going on? It's Susie, come on over here. I need you to do this. And I was like, do what? I just need a couple inches just to do this light. And I started looking around. I'm the shortest guy in the
By the way, everybody, Pat is standing up right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. I am the shortest guy in the whole building. I was like, me? She's like, yeah. Well, when I said shortest guy, I meant I'm a couple inches taller than Susie. So life is good. I can help her out, and here I am. But
Found out she's into elves.
Buddy the elf.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
So, anywho, so going back to Devil's Lake Tourism myself, I've been out here a lot of times. It's one of them where if you go to the Devil's Lake YouTube channel, there's been years of have boots will travel and fishing on your own, all on the YouTube stuff, where I've come out here for a lot of years, kind of promoting the area, and I fell in love with the area, and honestly, the evolution, right? So we did everything on our own. We showed everything on how you could fish the hundreds of miles of shorelines on your own, with have rods will travel type of thing. And anybody that doesn't have a boat can do that. And then we went into the hunting, and then we went into the guides, and we worked with the guides. And I mean, this destination is something that we had to share with the world. And what better way than when we had the AGLOW event this week. So AGLOW is an area of Great Lakes Outdoor Writers. And what it is it's a organization of outdoor communicators to promote, to educate, to advertise, if you will, and within all of that, through this organization, they have a couple of conferences that Every year they have an annual conference, usually in September, that is all over the country. And I've been a part of this organization for 20 years. Get out of my jerky, man. So he tried to steal my. I'll share with you.
Thank you.
So out of this organization, we go all over the place and we experience what the outdoors has to offer. And that's one thing that's really cool is it gives you an avenue. If you are any sort of communicator, if you do photography, if you do podcast, radio, exactly. I mean, a newspaper, if you blog, if you're looking to get into the outdoor industry, absolutely look into the AGLOW, which is Area Great Lakes Outdoor Writers, and we go all over the country. We have media camps, right? So what this is it's a media camp, and these are all members of AGLOW. And what we are here doing is it's just friends hanging out, man. And we're going fishing, having a good time. We're eating fantastic food. We're drinking beer. We're eating devil's candy, sitting here talking to you guys and catching walleyes and pike.
And the thing is,
now you guys got me confused.
No.
We're going,
As
bro.
long as he's pitching AGLOW, don't forget the big conference. Annual conference is in Eau Claire
Yes.
or Eau Claire, if you want to say it that way.
It's
Okay.
Eau Claire. Don't
I mean,
be
that's
weird.
fine for you from Wisconsin. If
you
you
guys
wanna
from
say Eau
Wisconsin
Claire,
in the middle.
you go.
Nope,
Yeah.
nope,
So no. Anyway, it's in September. So if you want to join AGLOW, it costs you $100 to join AGLOW. It'll cost you $100 then to go to the conference. I think and you get like a $99 room or something like that. It's cheap, and then you go have a ton of fun with some really famous writers, right? And then Pat and I and a couple other guys.
I'm glad you have the numbers because I have no idea. Whatever you're paying, you'd be paying a heck of a lot more to go. I mean, you are going to it. Let's put it one way. You go to a destination for 3 or 4 days. You rub elbows with the people that have been in the industry forever. And when I talk about the industry, it's not just the photography. It's not about radio. You have professional guides. You have manufacturers. You have, we have, Toyota and all the big manufacturers of hunting, fishing, camping, whatever the case may be. You rub elbows with them. Most likely you're going to get deals because AGLOW always has a portal that you can go on there and get a discount on, all these different, you're saving money by going.
I save up to 50% on all of my facial care products. So
they were good.
It's not helping.
Don't buy them. So
I hope you.
He's glowing. It's glowing. Pun intended.
Look at that, $5,000 worth of likes, and I'm the one in the shadow here. Have you noticed that? You see that right?
I don't know what camera I'm even looking at. I'm still confused. Oh, that one.
So,
Oh,
I've never been to one of these. I didn't know what to expect.
you're a loser.
I am. And
Don't be a loser.
this is incredible. Like I was talking to my wife before we came up here and did this, and I'm like, this is like invaluable. I met Jared, I met Brandy, I met Paul.
People he likes better than me now.
He never liked me, so get used to it.
Thank you very much.
This is something that is incredible. And the best part is we're promoting an area that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it every podcast. Devil's Lake is one of my favorite places to be, but we're experiencing different things. Yesterday, the wind blew. It was crappy. It's not like the wind didn't blow today and it rained today. We were out there in the stuff doing our things. We had the drone up for a little bit. We had other cameras going. We might have lost something in the water.
Why don't you tell us about that, Jared?
Oh,
I heard all about
what
it.
did you lose, Jared?
You lost something?
I got a monopod after our last
Wait,
time on a
tell
boat.
tell
Yeah,
everybody
go
that's
ahead,
not
monopod
geek
is.
like you that what a monopod is. I had to ask what a monopod is.
Listen, for all of you who are still in middle school math, a tripod is 3 legs. A monopod is 1 leg.
Well, why would you put a monopod on a boat? That's why I don't. That's why you need to come into
No,
a
no,
boat
no.
because I'm trying to
Listen.
figure out what a
Let
monopod
me
was.
talk to the people.
Was it a rod holder?
No.
Oh,
It's
oh.
got a little stand on the
Yeah,
bottom.
they're on its own.
Oh, so
Listen.
it had 3 stands?
When you're on a boat with a crew, you don't have room for all 3 legs and the time to set it all up to get the shot going. So a monopod with a little kick plate on the bottom can stand up on its own, which it was. But when we had, I don't know, it was a wave came in or something came in where we all leaned to one side of the boat, and as we leaned, the monopod tipped over in the water I had cameras all over me. We were doing underwater shots, so it fell into the water and I couldn't reach it in time.
And the thing that you didn't realize, you dropped your GoPro because you freaked.
Yep.
And Paul saved your GoPro.
Yeah.
Like, we almost lost a lot. But
listen, this is why you fish with people you trust.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Moral of the story: get something with 3 legs. Not one.
Oh,
but anyways,
in that scenario, I should get something with 4 legs. They're real stable.
so we're out there and we were filming this. We went through town last night, went over to the casino and ate at the View. Incredible.
And the food was delicious.
I mean, just the experience, but
I had to track you down the hallway, by the way. He got lost trying to get to the View.
hey,
It's kind of like the upper level.
it is like
It is
I might have threw some money in a machine and it made a bunch of noise and we thought we won and Jared was filming it. And come to find out, I won $7.47, but it made a ton of noise to make $7.47. We thought we were gonna have some cool footage.
We felt rich for 7 seconds.
Yeah, until it quit running up, like really fast. But we went out there, ate, beautiful. I've never been to I've been to the casino, but I've never been up to the View to eat. Awesome place. But we're not just camaraderie and we're out here fishing. I mean, we're learning things. I've learned so much this weekend. I'm incredible. But Jared, let's go into you a little bit. What's your background? And you're more of the camera guy, but you're starting to get into the outdoor world.
Yeah. Fun little fact. Most people don't know this. One, I'm a relatively newcomer to this level of outdoors related people in these specific groups. But Pat and I actually are from the same town. He's a little bit older than me. But yeah, so when everyone
I never changed his diaper though.
No.
Just so you know.
No. But in high school there was a project where, if his family started Wolfpack Adventures, and I actually helped build the brand and the logo in high school. They came in and needed free child labor. So
That's how.
Well, we couldn't afford anything. I figured I could schmooze my way and talk my way into anything.
Weird.
We wanted to have the community involved in our charter service. So what we did is I went to my old art teacher. I'm like, hey, why you have these kids create a logo for me? And
yeah,
Jared over here came out. I mean, the first one that you submitted, there was like a wolf with blood, guts hanging from his teeth. I'm like, whoa, back in his town. He's that talented. So, it was pretty awesome. It's probably in a file somewhere yet. I should get that to you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's how I met your brother and your dad and you. But
they weren't part of it. It was me. I came up there. They did.
But at some point we had crossed paths.
All right.
Anyway, we do this for them. I lose sight of them. I think I actually went on a charter at some point. That was years later. I ran into
because
him.
You got it from doing that.
Maybe.
Right?
No, I went later, with Hornets and some other guys.
You paid me to go fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is working.
He made you look. He paid you to go.
Speaking of which, I'm going to need a free charter.
All right. Fair enough. Jared, give him a free charter.
So anyway, I started going to the ice fishing show in Oshkosh, and I would see you at the clam booth.
Yeah.
And the first year, I didn't have anything really going on. Second year, we had started another buddy of mine, Martin Lingheisen, who got me into saddle hunting.
Hi, Martin.
We had started the Geared Up North podcast, which is more about just kind of uncovering and exposing gear and all different outdoor elements, everything from hunting, fishing, camping, kayaking, you name it. So we have all different people that we talk to about that. Heck, I've even, through one of my other clients, we do dinosaur RFID tagging, and I can talk more about that. But even we talk about the gear that we use for that stuff. So yeah, I stuck that in there.
Oh, hey, your dinosaur bones.
I do. Yeah, it's cool.
So weird.
You can contact me and I'll tell you all about it. So what do? I'm a graphic designer. I do videos. I do photography. I do digital ads. I build websites. These are all things I've learned through my corporate days, and then I do this. I do it professionally full time. So once Pat, I've actually through the ice fishing show, I said, "Can I put you on the podcast?" You said, "Yeah," and I can connect you to other people. A lot of people say things like that. I didn't know how serious he was. Called me up to go sit with him in Battle on Bago, and he had Dane Jensen in the tent with him. So we kind of did a whole day of it, and it was an awesome experience. And I think at first he didn't quite know what I was fully capable of, just another guy with the camera. And now it's turning into all sorts of stuff that we're talking about doing, everything from websites and paying homage to some icons in the industry and getting other people up to speed. And it's just a lot of fun things that we're doing, but good people doing good things, trying to tell good stories and connecting a lot of dots.
Speaking of homage, Thane Thank you very much. He's not with Clam anymore. You know that, right?
I did
Yeah.
see that, yeah.
You know, so hey, that's how I got to know him. Great guy, ton of fun, and he's off on new adventures. So Thane, good luck to you, and whatever you do, I'm sure whatever it is, it's going to be awesome.
Thane will land on his feet.
On his feet,
Man.
no
He's
problem.
a good dude. He's good for the industry. Everything about Thane is hats off to you, bud.
Yeah.
Make sure that
Oh, yeah.
you talk to Jared about the lights, camera, action internship we had there with between hook sets too. Don't forget.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, he brought in new lights because we thought we looked good
I thought they
yesterday.
looked familiar.
And then when we looked back at it, I'm like, I don't like it. We're shadowy. And you go to their room over there. That's the coolest thing about this is walking. Like, you know, we have a suite up here and we got our stuff all set up. It's been set up for 3 days in here. I walk over to their room and it's like, oh, we have nothing. You know, it's just cool to see the different gear. He's got a camera over here that's filming on the side. This stuff is just cool to me. I like it. And with what we're doing with the walleye fishing tournaments, all this stuff means some more to me than it ever has, because I'm like we're trying to bring that walleye fishing to the next level with the fishing crew and do the different stuff. But this is so much fun.
Yeah.
To get up here and do these things and meet guys. You know, I've known Pat for 16 years. I can't say 20 because Susie will kill me again.
No, you and I knew each other before.
That's right. We did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
it was
went back
probably
we went back to the original Blaine Ice Show, you know.
I'm jealous of that person
Oh,
going
my.
fishing right now.
I just saw
Me too. I saw that. Is it one or two boats out there?
There's one.
That one's going
there's two
now.
over
There's
there.
one or two. Yeah, a couple over there just doing some slow.
So we're over on Creel Bay on Devil's Lake right now, staying at Woodland Resort. We're watching people going out fishing while we're talking to you.
and it's
That's
a nice
how
night.
important you guys are. We should be fishing, to be honest.
what a view.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome up here, but you know, Pat, you've been years in the industry and
Mhm.
you probably see, I mean, how many years you been in the industry since you were 18?
Well, actually, 92 was the first dollar I ever made in the industry. So,
Oh my!
yeah. 92 was the very first dollar I ever made in the industry as the first mate for Pete and Cecilia Budge from Hot Lady Charters out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. So in 1992 was the very first dollar I made in this industry.
That's kind of how
But
you
you,
got going and
like-
everything too, right?
Yeah, well,
Still pinned up on the wall.
Yeah, honestly, it was one of them where I bothered. Before that, I was picking up dog crap for penny a pile over at Brookdale Kennels, and that wasn't very fun. So then I bothered my dad enough to take me down to. So my dad was a conservation warden, and on his way through to check charter boats and stuff, I would bother him enough to be able to take me down and put me on the boardwalk. And my brother started working for those. He's 4.5 years older than I, and he started working for Hot Lady, and I would be that annoying little kid down there all the time. And finally they're like, all right, fine. If you shut up, you can go along one day.
That's never happened.
I know. I haven't
They,
shut up.
they lost money on that deal.
So I went out on the charter boat, and man, I puked. I puked through. Oh man, oh god, I was so seasick. And leading up to that, we had a little Sweetwater. It was called the Sweetwater, and it was a smaller boat, and we would go out there and fish all the time with Dad when he wasn't working. And my dad, my brother, myself, and I had my own little scrub brush I went boat to boat with. And I'd puke, I'd eat a sandwich, I'd fish for a little while, I'd puke, eat another sandwich, scrub, and I'd puke again, I'd eat a kudos, and then scrub again. What happened to kudos? I mean, those things were
You puked them all out again. So,
so anyways,
You're right out of business.
I became a hell of a boatman because I'd be scrubbing constantly by getting seasick. And I went charter fishing for the first time, and I still remember it. I got sick, and Cecilia Budge, she looked at me and she said, "You ever get sick again on my boats? This ain't gonna work." Never got sick since, and I've been doing it ever since 2001. My brother, my dad, and myself ended up buying one of the Hot Lady boats. It was Hot Lady 2 at the time, turned into Wolfpack, 38-foot Cosmel. And, that's where it all started. And then we bought out, Proficiency, and then we bought out Last Chance. And then we added walleye boats. We added the enclosed trailers for fly fishing and spin cast fishing. So we have 50 pair of waders and corporate membership down at River Wildlife. And we do a lot of the Kohler Company, fly fishing, spin cast, center pin, stuff like that. We do a lot of guided ice fishing. So we did that for a long time, and we lived up out of Buttes Air up in northern Wisconsin. We'd guide up there every single day during the winter. And over the years, we did really well. We did really well, and then we started gaining sponsors, and in 2007 is when I really dove headfirst into the promotional world. You know, when they say pro staff, it has nothing to do being professional. You know, I mean, there's 300,006 out there better than I. It's one of them things where they can outfish me 10-1. 90% of these people that are guides they can outfish me, but we're an entertainment business. You know,
I want to stop you right there because one of the first things I remember you telling me is you may be the best fisherman in the world, but I'm gonna be the loudest and the brightest guy in the room.
Absolutely,
time.
Loud enough to be heard, bright enough to be seen. That's how I roll. You know, and the thing about that is
You've never seen that, have you?
No, I was like a little Casanova.
but here's the thing, though. I mean, some people love to fish, and some people love to talk. And I love to do both of them, and it doesn't matter to me. I mean, if I catch a fish, that's great. Odds are I'm probably going to release it anyways. If I do catch it and keep it, you know, I'm going to clean it. A little unknown fact: I'm 3-time state fillet champion when Fillet King was around. You know, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois. But that's from hundreds and thousands of bluegills that we had to clean over the years ice fishing. But you know, the thing about it is fishing, the charter fishing, the guiding fishing, and its entertainment system. It's one of them where you want to take a father, a mother, a grandfather, whatever the case may be. You know, everybody out there that's watching is probably working 40 to 80 hours a week, you know, trying to make ends meet and everything else. And then you have all your school programs and all the travel ball and all the travel clubs and everything else to keep those kids involved, to be able to, I guess, to compete against some of those spots nowadays. Everybody is doing it, and there's just no time. So when you go fishing, you know, I can take my daughter to a body of water that I have no idea what I'm doing, and we can soak a bobber all day. But if we hire a guide, we can learn so much in so little a time that even if I don't have them hired for the week, at least those first day or two, and that's exactly what's going on over here. You know, we're all here as promoters, and we're all here as professionals, and we can go out and we can catch fish. But man, Devil's Lake has such a vast variety of really good guides and really knowledge of the lake. So I'm not taking lower units out. I'm not running on stumps, you know, on old road beds, whatever the case may be.
And you can do that a lot.
Oh man!
So we were with Eric today from Perch Patrol on a body of water. I've been up here a dozen times in my life. Never been on this body of water before. Mm-hmm. And we were out there, and this boat come around the corner, and he's like, "That's not good." Where he's heading, there's an old guideline wire in the bottom of the lake that's not marked, that can't be marked. And I watched the boat split open on it last year. Ooh. And then we ended up heading that way, and they missed it. But then there's another boat that came in, like, was right on our motor, following us through this low roadbed area. And we were like, what, a foot of water or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he's like, we can't punch it to get across because we don't got enough of a run.
Yep.
Well, that's exactly.
You know, and he knew. And I mean, did you notice, like, he had his Lowrance craft down here, but it was like tipped down. Like, he wasn't even watching the thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and we looked on Navionics at the end of the day. Paul did, and he goes, this body of water isn't charted. So it didn't do anything, right? I mean, he could look at that graph all day long. Other than depth, he had nothing to find a canal, nothing. Yeah. It was so cool.
If you were in Pelican up north, I don't know what Navionics did. If you've got the Navionics app, go look at Devil's Lake and look at Pelican and Irvin and that Alice and that whole area. It is all just solid red now. You can't tell the difference between Alice and Irvin, and it's something happened there. I don't know what it is, but you can't count on it now.
Oh, it's just crazy, you know. But well, and here's the thing. I mean, even today, matter of fact, I just posted on our Facebook thing where Jared was wearing a pair of the Relevance, and he was coming through, and the only reason it was foggy, it was raining, it was everything else, it was cloudy. The day that you don't want to wear your sunglasses, right? But you have to be able to cut the water and to see your screen because there are so many stumps here. I mean, if you go back, it's real. You know, you look at all the photos from today, it was nothing but overcast, and every one of us were wearing sunglasses because we were looking for stumps. We were looking for sandbars. We were looking for rocks and roads and everything else. You know, and it's just those, you can cut the water to be able to see what you're doing. You know, and if you're going full bore, well, it's a matter of time before you're sticking 15,000 for a lower unit. It's just a matter of fact.
So Jared coming up here, never being up here, I'm assuming you've never been up here before. What is your take on Devil's Lake, North Dakota?
It's crazy because, and I think I speak for a lot of people across the U.S., specifically in the Midwest. I know a lot of people that I grew up with. Like, this is a name of a place that gets talked about a lot. And I'm going to say top 5, probably even higher than that, of places that, like, if you are going to get into fishing and you want to have the top-notch experience, this is kind of like, I think the analogy I gave is what Packer fans is, even if you don't like the Packers, everyone wants to go see Lambeau Field. Like, this is like the Lambeau Field of fishing, right? Like, it's kind of what football mecca is in some of these iconic stadiums. Well, this is an iconic lake that has a reputation that, like, this is where you want to go, or at least one of the top places.
It's a fisherman's Disneyland.
Right.
I think Garrett said that yesterday.
Right.
We've been referred to Disneyland.
Yeah.
You know, and the crazy thing about it is, if you want to live up here for the summer, if you want a place to go once a month during the summer or every other weekend, it's affordable. You can find a place to put a camper. You can go buy lots in Minnewacan. You know, I think buy 3 of them. They're $1,500 a piece, $4,500. You've got yourself 3 lots. You got to build an 800 square foot, you know, stick built building or bigger. You got to take care of the water and the sewer, the whole 9 yards, but it's at the road. So you have an opportunity to be here and not cost you an arm and a leg. You're not going to spend $6,000 in property taxes. You're going to spend $6,000 on lots and maybe a little bit more. You probably $8,000 to get your sewer and your water and everything piped to your foundation, however you do. But I don't think you even have to do footings. You can do slab on grade. So there's just too much opportunity here for too little money.
Plus, like, if it has that rapport and that kind of mystique to it, especially for a first time or even your first couple of times, it's just far enough away that it's totally reachable. But it's worth the effort to justify the guide experience. Versus if you were like, you were only an hour or 2 away from home, you might be like, well, I'll just use some of my own gear and I'll figure it out. But coming here to have the full experience, not just from the safety aspect of not knowing the water, but just gear, camaraderie, just like the overall experience. Like, we had Eric with
Perch Patrol,
but I hope to meet some of the other guys. Well, we interviewed some, but get to know them a little better. But like, all of them are their knowledge of the industry, their passion for fishing, and these guys like do nothing but think about fishing. So like their knowledge and their commitment is just, this would be like if you were going anything else in hospitality. Like, you want top shelf whiskey, you want top shelf everything. You're going to get that with these guys.
You hit it right on the head, and I didn't even think about it. If you want to come and have Devil's Lake a part of your life, come up here and get a place to put a camper, get a place in Minnewaca, whatever you're doing. And you don't have to go buy an $80,000 boat. You don't have to buy rods and reels. You don't have to buy tackle, because you could get a guide once a month up here, or even every other, twice a month. And you're still going to save money over going places.
So much more money.
Right? We got to go to Mille Lacs. We got to go to, whatever.
Which you might not think about at first, because you might look at a guide cost and be like, oh, but then when you look at it from that angle, you're like, we shouldn't do it any other way. We should only do this.
I'm coming from Wisconsin. I mean, wheel bearings, tires,
the extra fuel,
the knowledge that these guys and gals have that are on the water every single day. It's, and I guess I'm that guy, because in Wisconsin, we run 3 trips a day, 7 days a week on multiple boats out on Lake Michigan. I just kind of giggle, because you have people that will come up. I don't giggle. Let me take that back. I don't understand, right? I don't understand, because people, they'll come over and they're like, oh, we're going to go walleye or salmon. We're going to go salmon fishing for a week over there. And they bring all their equipment, and they're out there all day, every day, and they get a few fish. And when the fish are snapping, man, it's just, you're looking at that point, on salmon world, you're looking at hundreds of pounds of salmon, and out here, walleyes are just as valuable. So you're sitting there looking at, you can go out and you can catch 2 or 3 fish all week, or you can go out and I mean, prime example today, these guys, there were boats that had 25 fish today in a couple hours between walleyes and pike and the tug on the line. It doesn't matter what it is.
No.
I mean, the bags of fish that came off the water today, it just,
Crappie. Don't forget about the crappie.
oh man.
They were what, 16 and a half, I think?
Yeah, they were
huge.
Devil Lake is not known for crappies. Let's be very honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
But you can
Not-
find them.
Oh, proven fact today.
Mhm.
Proven fact today. You can definitely find them, but don't come out here thinking that you're going to melee on crappies. All right.
Bonus fish.
They are.
It's also known for monopods now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you could hook 'em
By
up
the way, that's
really.
one leg. Mono.
No, one leg. We're doing math here tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I mean, we got another event to get to. I don't want to take too much more time. I mean, Jared, plug where they can find you at, because I just met you and I feel terrible that I've never followed your stuff because I think it's pretty cool and I hope to get the chance to do more. And
Yeah.
I think we're going to go on a bow hunting trip.
we should. We definitely should. Yeah, you're gonna show me how to stock out west. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, my main company is Treehouse Productions, and I do everything from white label to corporate jobs, trying to get more into the outdoor space. Kind of a hired creative content gun. That's Tree.house is the domain name, but I'm on Facebook and Instagram. And then Geared Up North is just a fun thing that I do with like Martin that I mentioned, and I'm also aligned with Pat, and we'll be working on a website and a project for him called Pat Kalmerton Outdoors. So all three of those brands have social channels and a website. You can go to any one of those to find more information, get in touch.
Perfect. Pat?
I was just gonna say, can you do Frank Caliendo doing Madden and go?
I don't even know. I don't know who Frank Kelly is.
Look it up.
I don't have time.
Look it up.
He throws all these fancy things and people and all that other stuff. I have no idea. I'm Pat Kalmerton. And if you go to Google and find me, I think I have a Facebook. It's Pat Kalmerton and Pat Kalmerton Outdoors. I apparently have a website coming. It's
PatKalmertonOutdoors.com.
PatKalmertonOutdoors.com. The
He
easier.
did buy it, so he should.
It is
He'll
yours.
know it at
You
some point.
should-
No, wait. You bought it. He gave you the credit card.
That's
for
not
it.
what.
So we were driving up to the SJR 500 and he's geeking out up next to me. And next thing I know is he has my credit card. And he's starting to get to work. And sorry, Mom, I didn't tell you, but that's what we're doing. So anyway, PatKalmerton.com.
No, you got it already.
Oh.
PatKalmertonOutdoors.com.
Just Google Pat Kalmerton.
That's right.
It's Kalmerton, not Carmelton.
I've been called a hell of a lot worse.
Carlton.
It's Pat Kalmerton.
The first time I tried to interview him for a radio show, I said his
Oh, it was
name.
like a monkey with a football.
He
Call
would
him
not.
Cart, Cart.
He would not let me start the episode until I said it right. I'm like, I'm just gonna call you Wolfpack Pat. And he's like, nope, you're pronouncing my. You're that's how I met him. Is Wolfpack Pat back in the day?
Hey, there's Wolfpack. I mean, WolfpackAdventures.com. I know that one.
Yeah.
I've been saying that one for 25 years or whatever we are.
So,
Whatever
anyways,
years.
like we're sitting in the Clam Ice Shack in the St. Paul Ice Show, and or Frayville Ice Shack back then.
At that
Frayville,
time, it was
it was Frayville Ice Shack in that time. And we're sitting there, I'm trying to do this interview, and I can say it every time the mic's off. As soon as the mic's on, he just like Friday's just sitting there going, "What are you doing?" It was like 20 minutes to get me to say his name right.
It was bad. I mean,
And then I finally got it right. And then I'm like, I'm just calling him Pat from this moment on.
we would have been better off just giving him some whiskey and call it good.
We've had some great nights. We've
Oh
had
my
the
God.
White Castle.
Frankie!
Frankie!
Billy Linder, I love you, buddy. And Frankie, thanks for the ride.
Thanks for keeping us alive, too. Because they got dicey. But
Yeah.
been great friends for a long time. Jared, I feel like we're going to have a great relationship for a long time. It's been awesome. I would love to sit on here. We could go for 2 hours.
I got a
tonight.
steak waiting for me.
We got
Big
steaks.
old ribeye from the Cove down at Woodland Resort.
Yeah, we got a ton of stuff we got to still do. We get another little day of fishing tomorrow. Some of us are heading out. Some are staying longer. You guys are going to, the hashtag is what?
A glow
Devil's Lake.
Devil,
ND.
yeah.
I don't even know my
Indian
website.
Gold
How I know
We'll post them
Devil's
on
Lake
comments so
Indian
people can see
25.
it. We'll put them on the comments so
We're
people
really
can
good at
see
this.
what they are. And you guys can follow along with all the different people up here. I mean, the Amundsen's are up here. Carrie Z's up here. Ray Is that Ray? I can't. Bass.
Ray Ruiz.
Yeah, I was not going to.
Bass
Ruiz.
Tech.
Bass Tech.
Tech.
Right.
That's that.
The Fish 411 guys are here.
Romanacs are here.
The Romanacs are here.
Yep.
I mean, it's
Controlling data. Yeah, well, and you got Kevin Paulson here.
Kevin Paulson. Yep.
Kevin Paulson, the executive director from Glow, and then you also have
Romy and Michelle.
all the guides. You know, I mean, look at all the
Paul and
lives.
Brandy from Riverbend.
Yep, all the guides that you guys interviewed yesterday, Jason Mitchell and Aaron McCoy. And did you guys have a chance to sit down with Zippy from Perch Patrol?
No,
he had a little thing going on, and
Yeah,
so
he got busy. But then you had Garrett Bonham from Ed's Bait and Tackle. You know, so I mean,
Aaron too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Aaron McCoy.
Aaron McCoy.
When you get on, you know, you can go to AGLOW, you can go to buy stuff, you can go to Fishing Crew, you can go to Between the Hook Sets, you can go to Geared Up North, you can, you know, whatever.
Treehouse Productions.
Treehouse Productions, go to all of them, and there's a ton of content. I mean, it's been a hell of a good week.
It is, Johnny Candle, thank you.
I'll say this too, as a relative, I grew up fishing and hunting, got out of it because I worked in corporate America. I was freelancing and moonlighting for over a decade. And I was lucky enough to have a couple buddies kind of get me back, and it was in the hunting space. And then I ran into Pat, and here I am. So like my challenge to anyone else that has a passion and wants to do it, whether you're doing it or not, don't hesitate to reach out. These guys are great. They are advocates and want people to get involved. So, you know, don't be timid. Just say hi and start somewhere.
So
if you want to be like Jared, though, you got to nerd out, because that dude came to the table with like, wow.
Before we go, and I know we got to get going, but we had two young kids. I had two young kids. I went to their graduations last week. Both want to get into the fishing industry. And I asked Jason Mitchell this yesterday. What's a piece of advice from you? If you were graduating high school, looking back 20 years saying, I'm going to get in this industry, like you did, what's a piece of advice you give yourself now? And then I want Jared's answer from leaving, kind of growing up doing it, going the media direction, and then coming back into it.
You know what? Right now, you're going to get drowned out. If you think you're going to get on YouTube and make a name for yourself, good luck. If you think you're going to, it's all co-branding. It's all partnerships. It's all the interaction and socialization about it. Join AGLOW, join Poma, join some of these club organizations and different events. Because I'll tell you one thing straight up. If it wasn't for AGLOW 20 years ago, I don't think that I would be where I'm at today. And that is the honest God truth, because it's one of them where every major editor for every major magazine was there. And it might be different now, right?
A little bit, yeah. But still,
you come to AGLOW and you sit at the table with a Curt, with a Brian, with myself, or a Bret, or a Kevin, or any of the other members of AGLOW. We know the people that you need to know. We have the connections because we've been there forever. So it's one of them things where I just took a new job, right? So I took a new job. It's amazing to me because within the first month and a half, they're like, oh man, I wish I had this. Here's their number. What do you mean? You got that? I'm like, yeah,
Right.
your cell phone's right here. I mean, last week, or 2 weeks ago, I was down in Punta Gorda, Florida, Chasen Tarpon and Goliath Grouper. And I left from there and I went straight out to Niagara over in New York. I fished over there. And then I left there and I came over here and I'm fishing over here. All of it is with AGLOW. And not only that, but I was at those places with people like this. I was there with all the different guides. I was there with the different manufacturers as far as Seagar and Z-Man and Power Pole and Garmin and us and Relentless Knives. I mean, the list goes on. The list continues to grow.
it does.
And the lights just went out on me, so the steak must be done.
I noticed that.
I talked too long again. Imagine that. Can't talk too long. Yeah, that. Can't go eat now.
Yeah,
These guys want to be done.
I'm gonna connect real quick. So I joined 4 years ago.
Yep.
And for me, being a radio guy, joining it changed things, even to the point where I ended up fishing with Pat Schlopper on Table Rock.
Yep.
You know, whatever, no big deal. I was doing Bassmaster Fantasy fishing. I had Pat and Bucket C that week, and now he wins the Bassmaster Elite Series. And I text Pat and said, hey, blah, 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 good luck, or congratulations, hey, want to do Between Hook Sets next Wednesday. And I knew he was going to have another one. But it's even to connect with people like that.
Right.
Pat's not a writer, but he's a fisherman, and you get to know Jim Edlund. Here's the deal. You want to go right now and just Google an outdoor article, and Jim Edlund is going to pop up the top of the list.
Very good friend of mine.
So it just goes and goes and goes. So anyway,
Jared, I don't mean to rush us, but we got to get to dinner before our ribeyes are
15 minutes ago, by the way.
Give it a piece of advice from leaving or growing up in it, kind of going down the media path. Now you're getting back in it.
Yeah. Obviously I knew that I liked it. And I think the big thing, I was stressing myself out, just, 2 full-time jobs, you can imagine. And this is always in the content space. And I knew I needed to do something different. So one day, I guess, I don't think I've ever had anxiety, but I guess I'll call it my first breakdown. I went and bought all the ice fishing gear. I don't know why I chose ice fishing, because I only did it a handful of times. That's where I started. Loved that. Started doing that. I'd even work in an ice fishing tent, and take calls in there. It was, so anyway, it started from there, working my way out. But trying, like what Pat said, I'm not trying to be something I'm not. I don't have the experience. I don't have years of knowledge. I don't have the connections. But what I do have is a very unique set of skills across many disciplines in the content production marketing space. So, and I'm not trying to step on anyone else's toes. I just thought I had value. I offered it, and it's been well received so far. So if you have a unique set of skills and you have a way to contribute, I'm sure people are willing to hear. It's just knowing how to sell yourself, knowing how to make yourself available. And I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm getting back into things that I love, and I can do the other thing I love. I love building content. I love doing the tech stuff, but I love also, shooting a bow, casting a reel, and hanging out with fun people. So I'm getting the best of everything.
I thought he was going to say you love me.
That's what I thought too.
When he played
Well,
back, I thought
we gotta eat steak. We'll bring some more content. So
No doubt. Thank you.
thank you, everybody.
Oh.
Oh, we did at the same time.
Huh? We did? Oh,